today I actually wanted to talk about you're going to be guinea pigs because I have to give this talk at the Metta Center, which is half an hour. And so we're talking for half an hour on exactly this topic, which I have honestly uh, I have had to struggle with. And I guess all of us with the modern education system, modern education is a mind that is constantly fault finding, isn't it? We seem well. I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but I've been just kind of trying to work out why it is that we always notice the thing that is wrong, isn't it? And we always know we seem to, I mean, think that it's smart to think of the wrong thing. What went wrong? How can things be improved? And as a result, what has happened to us ourselves, I see it in myself and I see it in, people's faces, that we turn it inwards and we notice the things that are wrong about ourselves. This could be improved, or I should have said that, or um, yeah, this cleverness that we think we have of being able to recognize faults. So I've had to struggle with this when in meditation. Oh my, maybe I'm exceptionally fault finding, but I suspect I'm not. And so the Buddha talked about um, silanusati, or recollecting one's virtue. Now, this may seem like something, we talk about, we have profound topics of meditation, like, breath meditation, jhanas, etc., etc. But something as simple as turning your mind towards your own uh, sila is actually, it opens the heart. And it's a source of, it's a bona fide meditation technique, not just for cream puffs like us, but when your mind is uh, turns towards genuine joy, not joy that comes from, say, I know, watching a YouTube video. um, but the joy that comes from having being just a wholesome person in just, many moments of our life. That joy is a source of meditation, a source that brings you sort of your mind to a place of piti, pasadi, and the whole chain from there. So, a little talked about a subject, but so profound and also so difficult at times, isn't it? So difficult for us to just kind of drop that small thing that we like to beat ourselves up over. We just love to beat ourselves up over. So, this is yeah, Silanusati. And I try and do this. I forget sometimes before going to bed at night, to just go through my day and go, what did I do? Sometimes we just, just collapse because we're just exhausted. But what did I do? What did I, just my job every day. So many small acts of goodness that we just think, oh, it's just normal. But if I didn't do this, life would have been a lot more troublesome for my boss or my client or whatever. Yeah, just to go through our day and give ourselves a pat on the back. Give ourselves a pat on the back, which we never do. We remember, you know, great people, but not our own little greatness. And yeah, it is so sad that most of us are good people, but don't realize it. don't recognize it and make our lives just so sad and miserable, focusing on the one or two things that we have messed up with. So yeah, the other thing that going through your activities or what happened during the day, or recognizing, what did I do today, what was skillful, what was unskillful, is that it helps you to just clarify have some moral clarity. Just notice in your heart, what made my heart rest? What made it open? And what do I do as just a matter of habit that actually makes me more tense, I know when you're sending emails, I've got to finish this, I got to finish this kind of thing. What are your habits that while, as you know, I'm doing something beneficial, this email is really for somebody, it's saying something nice, recognizing moral, wholesome qualities in what we do. And so when we do that, we bring a little bit more clarity to our everyday activities, a little more clarity to what we do as a matter of habit, as a matter of course, and go, I do this all the time, but heck, it's I never realized it made me feel good. Or I could think of this in a way that makes me feel good about it. So like you said, that email that you had to send, rather than rushing and just pressing the send and going, okay, tick, email sent. But just pausing and seeing how you can bring some good intention into that very same activity. There's this, I love this story. It's from the Bhagavad Gita, but anyway, Krishna is wandering around as Krishna does in his apparition. Nobody recognizes him, and he sees someone building a temple, a Krishna temple. So Krishna himself goes up to this person who's building a temple, and he says, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he says, "Oh, I'm building a temple." He said, "Oh, what are you doing? What temple?" He said, "I'm building a Krishna temple." And he said, "Oh, well, why are you building a Krishna temple?" And the gentleman, the person replies, "Oh, I got the contract. You know, it's a lucrative job. So I'm getting it done." So Krishna goes, "Okay." And then he, as he does, walks around to a second person who is also building a Krishna temple and says, "Oh, what are you up to?" And he said, "Oh, I'm building a Krishna temple." And he says, "Oh, well, why are you building a Krishna temple?" And then he said, "Oh, it's just fantastic. I get to build a Krishna temple. I love workmanship. I love the detail, the craftsmanship, basically, I just enjoy being a craftsman. I enjoy the 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 pleasure of, being a good programmer or whatever it is. It makes me sing to get that code right." So so that's the second person. And then as Krishna sees a third person building a Krishna temple and goes after him in his apparition. Nobody knows he's Krishna, and says, "Oh, what are you doing?" He says, "I'm building a Krishna temple." He said, "Oh, why are you building a Krishna temple?" And then he says, "I'm doing it for God. It is an act of devotion, an act of service to humanity, something that is not about me. It is, I'm doing something for a greater good." And so can we change what we do with our jobs, our day, that it is not just, a job, but something that we're doing for a greater good, and to recognize and change our attitude, our intention towards the simple things that we do. You're a doctor. or you're just a mom, cooking lunch. If you weren't there, someone wouldn't eat, someone would be sick. Um, yeah, someone wouldn't, I don't know, get their PhD thesis finished off. Yeah, so changing everything that we do, how can it become changing our intention towards the everyday things that we do, and being clear about what brings happiness to our hearts and what is just, oh well, hum-de-da. So yeah, it strengthens your moral clarity, and it makes small things that you do every day. Our whole life isn't about sitting in samadhi, unfortunately, but makes the little things in our life quite powerful. Not just a task, but it makes it powerful. Yes, and finally, not finally, it inspires us. Yeah, it inspires ourselves. That's the main point. It brings joy to our mind, and it saves us a lot of suffering. When we have broken our precepts, or we have hurt somebody, uh, it eats into our heart, whether we like it or not. It hurts a lot when we have been hurtful or harmful. So when we recognize what is morally beneficial for us, we save ourselves a lot of heartache and a lot of pain for the people we live with and ourselves above all else. So what are these things that we can reflect on that at the end of our day, or just as we go through our day? So really, our life boils down to body, acts of body, our speech, words that we use, and our mind, how we intended, what we thought. So yeah, uh, yeah. So let's just go through the precepts. Let's just go through the precepts and just see how we have kept them today, and how we can, turn it around to be something that we rejoice in. So very first, so simple. Today, I did not kill anybody. We don't think of it. I did not kill anybody. Um, there are people who did, and how much suffering they have in their hearts. But I didn't, and there are so many people who haven't. Can I rejoice? Even not killing a little bug. So many of us tried so hard to let that little bug, oh no, I didn't, I tried not to step on you. Just rejoice that moment you stepped over the bug, because you kind of go, oh no, poor little bug. But being happy with ourselves, just remembering that moment of being harmless that you had, and that you restrained yourself from hurting somebody. So I did not kill any being. Being genuinely bringing it up, going through the precepts, I did not kill anybody or anything today. Yay! And then the second one, I didn't take anything what wasn't given. So all these precepts actually have a counter precept. Um, um, so I think I can't remember the first one, instead of killing, but the second one I remember. Um, I have been generous, open-handed, and delighted in sharing. Not only did I not take what was not given, and really give yourself a pat on the back. We could have, for example, so easy, person next to you on the on at work, or someone at home just taking that pen without asking them. Well, you stopped yourself. You said, oh, maybe I should just check, without just picking up the pen that isn't mine. Didn't take what was not given, but also that I was generous, open-handed, and delighted in sharing. How many times did you do that today? Reached out and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, in probably 100 different ways today that you were uh, uh, generous and open-handed and delighted in sharing. It could have been a simple random act of kindness, opening the door for someone at work, or someone else was getting in the bus with you. You said, "Oh, you first." Uh, in the shopping center, a mother with a screaming child, you said, "Oh, wait, 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 let me help you with all your stuff." I don't know. Yeah, we do so many things that we are generous, open-handed, and delight in sharing. And so we recognize that those things that we do in our day that are actually beautiful. So actually, for my speech for the Metta Center, I should actually find out what these founder precepts are. This is why you're guinea pigs. The third one is of course not harming someone sexually, or rather taking advantage, or being just negligent in your sexuality. It could be something gross as cheating on your partner. Again, you didn't do it. There is someone who did out there and you didn't. So yeah, being happy. Oh, Rumi says, saving a life would be a counter precept. Thank you, Rumi. Saving a life. Yeah, saving a life. My goodness, as a doctor, you do it all the time. Yes. Abhayadana. Oh, gift of fearlessness. Thank you. Gift of fearlessness. Yes. So yes, the third precept, again, something that's just rarely talked about, and but important, that we take it seriously, because when we do break it, it hurts a lot of people, hurts yourself, and hurts a people, a person you love. So again, I don't know the counter precept. Oops. If anyone has. But to be, I guess, honest in your relationships. I'm making this up now. To be honest and straightforward in your relationships, and not being, sort of little bit shady in some way. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the fourth one, and I'm timing myself. I have another, I think, 10 minutes. Generally, it's 15 minutes. Anyway, the fourth one is, big, because the fourth one is just not lying, but you could include in that all the forms of right speech. So in the precepts, we have musavada, which is not telling lies. But in there, there's also what the Buddha talked about, right speech, which is pisuna vacha, parusa vacha, and sampapalapa. So not hurting, no harsh words, no harsh words. And not, I think pisuna vacha, not backbiting, not gossiping, not saying negative things about someone behind their back, ruining their reputation, Yeah, so easy to do, just kind of say, oh, can you believe blah 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 blah, they did blah 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 blah. And it feels so, that other person agrees, yeah, 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 yeah. Um, but you stopped yourself. It was so tempting. It was so tempting to say, do you know what so and so did? But noticing those times and restraining ourselves. And finally, Sampapalapa, which is mindless chatter, just empty words, just filling in the gap. Hard one. Sometimes you just have to make conversation. But yes, but keeping those in mind, they're very powerful because when you have restrained yourself, when you have not hurt anybody with your words, and when you have hurt somebody with your words, it eats into you. You kind of go like, oh my goodness, I should have told the truth. Or even if you sort of didn't quite tell the truth, deep inside, I wasn't being honest. I wasn't being clear. I was sort of, butting around something. Whereas if I was just straightforward, say, I forgot. I just forgot. I didn't know. It just makes you feel better, isn't it? Yeah, just that truthfulness is it seems uh, uh, like, a thing, being truthful. But the more you're truthful, the more you uncover our own delusions, the more you uncover how we deceive ourselves. We deceive our own goodness by covering it up, and we deceive the truth of the way the world things are. Your brain isn't under your control. It messes things up. It's the truth. Um, yeah, you start to uncover the Dhamma. I am not so in control of everything that goes through my mind. So the more you're honest, the more you can see, oh, things are impermanent, including ourselves. So yes, so right speech. But again, when have you used your speech skillfully? Recognizing times in your day that you've used your speech skillfully, saying a kind word to somebody genuinely, not just some placation, but just saying, oh, thank you for going out and doing the shopping for me today, yeah, or uh, someone, yeah, I mean, we use our speech all the time, and can your speech just many times it has been a gift. Can you recognize times in your day where your speech has been a gift as opposed to something that hurts someone? Again, that we restrained ourselves from saying something, being proud. I stopped myself before it came out of my mouth. Yes. Yeah, and your words are really to make them a gift, to make them a gift. You know, we are generous with our time. We sit there listening to somebody who's having a hard day, and we just listen. We just listen and go, oh no, it's all right. It'll be all right. Our time and our speech, whether it was just a yeah, yeah, empathetic nod, it's a gift. So recognizing when we, yeah, uh, um, didn't, I don't know, yes, restrained ourselves. I'm not sure what the counter precepts are. Let me check this. But you can imagine, yeah, when your words are a gift to another. So many times it is. And giving ourselves a pat on the back every time we did good and restraining ourselves. And finally, yeah, the last one, which is not taking drugs and alcohol, again, stupefying ourselves on the internet. I don't know if that can be included in drugs and alcohol. I mean, there's the obvious not taking intoxicating substances, but can we refine it and say, when it could have been easy just to pick up my phone and just scroll, I stopped myself. There's a friend of mine, she's an accountant. She has a spreadsheet of all that she would like to have, all that she's working on during her a day. So she has the 5 precepts in there, and then every day she kind of gives herself a tick. I didn't kill anybody, I didn't steal anything. She's an accountant, so I understand. Um, and she has other things in there as well. For example, not spending too much time online. Restrained myself from doom scrolling. Yeah, you could make up your own list. But that 5th precept of not just blurring our mind up, just stupefying it the way we do with our phones and online. So it's not exactly the 5th precept, because it's a bit more subtle, but to notice the times that we just squash our minds up with meaningless things instead of allowing it to be clear. I don't know what else do we do that stupefies ourselves. I can only think of a phone. But yeah, just bludging in front of the TV. Yeah. Yes, I can't think. And what would the counter precept would be to creating a mind that was clear, creating a mind that was um uh yeah, clear and unclouded. I will find this all out before the Metta Center conference. Yes. So the 5th precept of also restraining yourself from taking alcohol. I mean, so much a part of our society and so accepted, but and so easy to do. So easy to do. So many people come home and just say, I'll just have a drink. Yeah, that you didn't do that. You didn't do that. Giving yourself a tick. So yes, so how can we do this as a meditation? And like I said, at the end of my day, I kind of go through the 5 precepts and other little things on my spreadsheet that I'm sort of happy to have done, but also using it as a meditation, like I said, bringing it up to mind, something that you have done that makes, um, uh, so first finding yourself a meditation posture, just sitting down and just going through your day, what happened, and bringing up, um, like we did today, something that I am proud of myself for. And then recognizing the intention that you had, the intention to be kind, to be generous, recognizing that intention, and then bringing up that event, and just dwelling in the feeling of what it felt like to be to give, to care. So just bringing up that moment and bringing up that feeling, and just yeah, allowing that uh, joy to arise, allowing that joy to arise. And sometimes it fades away, so maybe bring up another one that brings some happiness, but just maintaining that sense of joy from wholesomeness. And that, as the mind settles, it genuinely, you realize this is not about me. I have tapped into some greater Dhamma that is universal. I have tapped into what brings goodness, nothing to do with glorifying myself. And yes, as the mind quietens down and this happiness arises, this is a source of samadhi. This is a source of one point of the mind being collected on something that is good. Yeah. Anyway, and then you can end your meditation by just upholding in your mind, this is what harmlessness means, and I will continue to be a harmless person, or this is what it means to be truthful, and I will remember these qualities. So just reinforcing in your mind what is harmless, what is truthful, what is yeah, what is morally uplifting. So anyway, that's my half an hour. It's going to be a little bit better by the time it comes to the Metta Center. I hope. Yes, so I will stop there and let's have any questions and answers or any comments or anything that you would like to share or just ponder over. And Rumi says, it's a good topic, Ayya. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's a good topic. So simple and so doable. Nothing profound. Nothing profound. Or it is profound, but it is in our everyday life that we can use our. It is profound. It is profound. Yes, it is profound. It is profound. Yeah. If I miss some chats, I miss these things. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, Moo?
I'll just pop. Yeah. I was just thinking, it's interesting. It's just popped into my mind, but I was just thinking, it's interesting how outside of the Buddhist world, or if we can delineate, it seems like there's, well, I kind of picked up on there's like a running like gratitude practice. That's more kind of I don't know, recognized.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just came up to me, but not
Yeah.
it's easy to overlook the virtue. Yeah.
Right. Because it seems so, insignificant. Yeah. Make yourself a spreadsheet if you're a nerd. Yes. Dilini says, I like what you said about connecting it to the Dhamma as opposed to seeing it as a form of glorifying yourself. This is super helpful perspective. Yeah, it's not about glorifying yourself and saying, oh, gee, am I goody. That doesn't feel good, right? It just feels wrong. But it is, you have tapped into something that is universally true, and you have aligned yourself with that. So it's not about you. It's about something that is the truth, and you've worked it out. You worked out how it works. Yes. Feels like giving yourself permission to be happy. Yeah. Why? Why? Why do we deny ourselves happiness? Why do we think we have to, come up with, what is wrong with this picture? That's what we did in school, right? What is wrong with this picture? Compare the two and see which one is different. Um, yes. Giving ourselves permission to be happy rather than focusing on self-improvement or what I didn't do. Crazy, aren't we? Absolutely bananas. Anyway, suffering to samadhi. Yeah, suffering to samadhi. Yes, from suffering arises that whole sequence. Faith arises in what is good. You realize, doing it this way left me to suffering. Doing it this way leads me to happiness. And then the whole dependent liberation sequence leading to samadhi. Hmm. Hmm. Anybody else? Aisha sends a lots of sadhus. 8. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Michael.
Yeah, hello. I like the part about recognizing something more profound,
Mm.
something different.
Mm.
That's a very good way of putting
Mhm. Yeah.
it.
Sorry.
There's another question. It's just saying
Yes.
it's a good way to say it.
Yes.
And yeah, I recognize, I understand what you're saying.
Right. I'm sorry, it's very blurry your what you had to say. Yeah. Would you mind saying that again? Because I'm going to mute myself.
Is this better? Can you hear? I was just saying, I like the part about each precept. You can just go deeper and deeper into it, and you're recognizing something other than yourself, which you may not have known before. That's a wonderful thing. So thank you for saying so. It's simple.
Yes. So, yeah. Like I said, I stuck to a half an hour because I was practicing for the Metta Center conference. So half an hour talk. Yes, but if anyone else doesn't have anything else to add, I guess we could slowly wrap up. Yeah, slowly wrap up. Sounds good. Okay. Sadhu says Bloomy. Sadhu. All right.
Thank you, Ayya. Wonderful talk.
Yes, okay. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. See you
Totally
next week.
amazing.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right. See you next week.
Yes.
I'll tell you how the Metta Center talk went.
Sadhu.
And those of you who are in Sydney, do come along.
See you there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. Good
Bye-bye.
night. Good night.